me another example when you were able to just state code on a claim and get everything paid as opposed to not getting paid. And where did you get this knowledge, and where were you? Tell me a little bit about this code.
So there's a secret magical portal that I use, and it's called Google.
Do it.
Yeah. And when I have a question, I Google it, and then I do Control F and I search in the Florida Building Code. There's my secret. But
Nice.
what it really comes down to is knowing like the roofing standards and codes for tile and shingle, metal installation, TPO, whatever it is, knowing what the building codes are that are required and then what's enforced. So what I always did is I would go to the county building department and ask them if they enforce the building code. And they say, yeah. I say, okay, you mind if you put that on a letterhead and send it to me? They're like, oh, I'll sign it. They would print it out and they'd sign it right there in front of me. So then anytime I got pushback on my building code, or my PA did, I just send them that letter and then say, well, the county enforces 2017 6th edition Florida Building Code for hurricane mitigation requirements and, wind debris regions, which means that the roof has to be built to a different standard.
And that's it. One of the things that we require, we do a couple courses and stuff like that. And one of my biggest things that I harp on, and I've told you this already, is expert documentation, and any kind of expert documentation. It could be a letter from a roofer, from a plumber, or it could be something from the department of the building code, from the building department, where they can provide you with some kind of documentation that states, yes, as a matter of fact, this needs to be done in order to be up to code, blah, 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 blah. So you've got it right, man. I mean, that's the way it's got to be. If you're able to go to the building department and just actually get that on paper, that's a home run, grand slam every time.
It might take 2 or 3 visits, but I mean, when you really start talking to the building department person and you tell them, look, the danger of not having it written down is that you're going to have hundreds of contractors doing roofs that are not going to be to code because the homeowners aren't really understanding that there's more money involved that's available for them because they don't know. There hasn't been a claim. There hasn't been a claim really for hurricane since Ivan here in Pensacola. So it's important, to make sure that you're taking care of the community and enforcing these codes, because if not, you're going to have roofs that are going to be built, and I mean, damage is going to happen eventually. And if they're not built to code, not installed correctly, then that's a huge liability. Property values go down. Revenue for the state, revenue for the city will go down, and then that catches their ears.
That's true.
It's true. I mean, you got a bunch of bad roofs. I mean, who the hell wants to do that?
Well,
so
the other thing, what could happen too, is the last thing you want is to settle a claim, get a release sign, have it all be closed and done, only to find out when the repair process starts, oh, well, we need to bring this up to code. We need to do this and we need to do that. Well, you should have gotten paid for that. And then they're just like, well, my public adjuster didn't tell me that. Or the insurance adjuster didn't tell me that. And
they're not going to.
No, they're not going to. And now they're just like left. And I heard that's been happening a lot.